You know what time it is. The funniest football manager memes on the internet. And for that, we head to the Old Zealand subreddit. He would just make England play a 2-7-2 formation. Out of context, football manager tweeting, I know one man who could do better than Gareth Southgate. Well, first of all, I would really struggle in the international game. A lack of loans would be a really serious concern for me. I don't know how we'd be able to manage that. I would do my absolute best. Probably better than Gareth, if we're being honest. Huge shout out to this Twitter account, by the way, for just seemingly tweeting my face out every time somebody's job is in danger. I appreciate it. Just gonna pretend I didn't see that. Me Googling my club to learn more about the fan culture. Racism. This happens to me on Football Manager. Not all the time. This has happened to me before. I started with a club in Portugal way back in the day, a couple of football managers ago, and then realized that it was a front for some rather unsavory Chinese dealings, which I just wasn't aware of at the time, so my bad. Football Manager memes, but I can only use Queen songs. This video is 6 minutes long, and it is a bunch of different Football Manager memes with Queen songs. I'll give you a few. How many Wonder Kids do you want? I obviously can't play you the music, but I want it all. I want it all. I want it all. And I want it now. How did you win the Prim with Luton in the first season? And then I don't actually know this Queen song, but he just kind of says it's kind of magic over and over again. When your favorite Wonder Kid accepts the PSG offer, you've hurt me. You've broken my heart. And now you leave me. Seriously, you got to be on the subreddit to see all of this, because it literally goes on for 6 minutes with a whole bunch of different Queen songs. Your typical FM striker. Oh, it's so true. There's never been somebody that justified all of the striker misses and offside calls in real life in Football Manager more than Romelu Lukaku. This is what he was born to do. He was born to be a Football Manager striker in real life. He's unstoppably good at it. Lukaku is so back. I wanted to sign Cope Miners for Juventus. Turns out he's making a hell of a living in Saudi. Oh, he's making over $1 million a week. He's making a lot over $1 million a week. He's making like 1.1 something million a week. Cope Miners. Honestly, what I've noticed in my Football Manager saves a lot is that even if you're not getting huge transfers from Saudi teams, the wages they put on the couple of like real international star players that they bring to their teams are just massive. The Hungarian striker that everyone is raving about at the moment, but here are his FM stats, and he's at Ulsan in South Korea. First of all, this is the umpteenth time that somebody has used the word stats instead of attributes. So actually... No, but seriously, I loved this guy. This is, here I'll have the editor bring up this meme picture of Martin Adam, the big meaty guy in the middle. To FM's credit, they've given him great jumping reach and strength. And to Martin Adam's credit, he made the tackle that ended up springing Hungary's goal that might, by the time this video has come out, gotten them into the knockouts. I'm recording it right as we're seeing if Hungary's going to get into the knockouts or not, but they wouldn't have had a chance if it wasn't for Martin Adam. And if they get to a penalty shootout, apparently, he's a damn good penalty taker. Also, love the world roaming vibe of playing at Ulsan in South Korea. That's just cool. That's a very FM move. The AI own goals in FM are so unrealistic. Oh, the picture, it's worth 1,000 words. I remember that it went in. When you didn't know it went in, you just saw players celebrating because the camera had even cut away from the back pass to show like a close-up on a particular player. So they had to cut back to players celebrating and stuff. And my friends are like, what happened? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure the worst own goal I've ever seen. And it's plays like this that allow Football Manager to justify that one atrocious own goal that loses you the Champions League. Just know that. Only 6 players turned up for my end of season meeting. Well, I mean, on the bright side, you're probably going to have great sway on them because all the people that didn't like you just didn't show up. So that's pretty sweet. Now, seriously, I think you have like an international tournament or something. When your poor clicking form means you shout focus rather than encourage. I love the phrase clicking form so much. It's so true though. I play Football Manager because I'm terrible at clicking on actual thing. I need aim training for Football Manager because I'm always misclicking something, accidentally skipping a report, offering a contract I wasn't supposed to, or clicking focus rather than encourage. And maybe Southgate's managerial performance can be explained through poor click form. I'm managing Tottenham and I have to play Arsenal 4 times in 2 weeks. Imagine if this happened in real life, the chaos it would cause. Oh, in a row. There's literally no other match against anybody else. What's this? Oh, it's Champions League. Oh, okay. So they've got their Champions League round of 16 is against Arsenal. They've got the Carabao Cup final, because that's February 22nd, against Arsenal, and a Premier League match against Arsenal. That would be for the neutral? What a 2 weeks. Except we know that Tottenham's not going to win the cup final, so it's really just 3 matches and then an Arsenal win. So I won the league, and we've got Parthenope here. This would be Napoli without the name fix. You know, this makes me mad, dude. I've never done this. I've never had a perfect season in a top 5 league before. That's a crazy achievement. Oh, flower of Scotland, when will you have a good football team? At 8 p.m. At 10 p.m. Being Scottish. Yeah, well, I mean, that is just kind of the experience. In your defense, Scotland's just not a very good team. So making the tournament is the Mel Gibson rah-rah moment you're hoping for. Relatively small team. Oh yeah, my bad. This is only going one direction. The Sparta Prague board are very concerned by the team's poor performance against a relatively small team in Manchester City. And if you're thinking that this is some sort of way in the future save where that makes more sense, look at the people that scored for City. It's Foden, De Bruyne, Kovacic, Timmy Castagna, Phil Jones. That's a Phil Jones own goal. You have Phil Jones on Sparta. You deserved this. You tell them not to, and it's a tweet from me. What did I do? If someone asks you how to play Football Manager, what do you tell them? And they said you tell them not to. Well, if you care about your interpersonal relationships, being able to pay your mortgage, the sun, general physical well-being, a healthy diet, vitamin D, I guess that's the sun, but in scientific terms, you kind of get where I'm going with this. I don't know about this one here. People ask me who's the dark horse. Oh, this is a freaking quote from our Player Manager podcast, which if you don't listen to it, is a podcast with myself and Julian Gressel, who plays on Inter Miami. We do one episode a week. We talk about everything happening in the world of soccer or football. We, interviewed Matt Turner on the podcast a couple weeks ago. This is a question that I asked Matt Turner. He's the goalkeeper for the U.S. People ask me, who's the dark horse? I think the U.S. is the 3rd best team at Copa America on merit after Argentina and Brazil. Am I right? And Matt Turner's answer to that, by the way, was, I'll validate that. And then the U.S. went out and absolutely bounced Bolivia. The final score was 2-0. It should have been 5 or 6-0. And so the U.S. is looking pretty good, right? At least the U.S. is looking like it could be able to get to the quarterfinal. I mean, we'll see how things line up with where teams finish in their group and everything, but I'm going to stand on this business. I'm not going to move on this business that I think the U.S. is the 3rd best team. And while Matt Turner didn't agree with me, he said, I will validate that opinion. I mean, honestly, he should be a politician. That was a really good answer. It finally happened. What happened? Okay, the match is over, and oh, it's a goalkeeper goal. I love the animation too. You get a diving goalkeeper goal. That's freaking awesome. Congrats to you, man. Sorry, kid, you missed your chance. Me guiding my club to the top of the Premier League. That one Colombian wonder kid who didn't want to join 2 seasons ago because we were in the championship. Oh, dude, I didn't see the girl's face. Oh, that's such a good meme format. Oh, that's outstanding. I love this. Any save where you start at the bottom and you're rising to the top, and there's that one person that you were always super desperate to sign and they never wanted to join you, and then you get to the pinnacle of the game and then they're not good enough to be on your team and you just get the remember when you didn't want me? Well, guess what? How the turntables. That was disturbing. Definitely keep all of that in. If it triggers the OCD, it's not seeing the pitch. They said asymmetrical tactics. All my homies hate asymmetrical tactics. All right, well, for us non-OCD folks out there, we are going to exploit your weaknesses in new and creative ways. Yo, my cousin is in the game. Sign him, Zealand. Fred Conte. Wow, you didn't even show his attributes. What, are you ashamed? Show me what this kid's got. 22 years old, no youth. Hey, your cousin's making $133,000 a year. How you doing? A few weeks ago, Zealand criticized me for having too big a squad, so I fixed it. Oh, dear Lord. Well, I mean, look at the capital you just raised. I mean, this is why having a 35-man squad's always stupid. You just raised 500 million pounds, brother. And this argument goes all the way down to lower league positions where you don't want to have any youth teams because that salary, it adds up over a lot of players. Like the biggest transfer I'm seeing in here is 51 million, 63 million down here. But a lot of these transfers are 10 to 20 million. You can add it up to 500 million pounds. Your club's financially free forever. The club's getting really ambitious. They've announced plans to enlarge the stadium by 2 seats. It's going to cost £500,000. What in the bureaucracy is going on here? 2 seats? It's going to take almost 3 months. Just put up a couple of folding chairs. Man City won the title 6 years in a row, and they finally lose. Title winner on 71 points. Jurgen Klopp is rolling over in his grave right now. Think I've killed the League of Ireland? Yeah. Oh my, come on. Not even an unbeaten season? What are we doing here? 1 loss, Derry City? Come on. Watching these Euros be like watching Romania versus Ukraine, Turkey v Georgia, and Croatia v Albania, watching England after they've scored, watching paint dry the game. Just, bigger team name does not always mean better match. This is why you have to watch every second of every major tournament like a sane person. I feel for you, Västerås. Imagine the frustration of being a Västerås fan in Sweden this season. So we've got Malmö at the top there. They've got 21.9 expected goals and 30 goals. And then we have Västerås, second in the league in expected goals with 18.3 and 3 goals. Hey, we've been trying to figure out where Romelu Lukaku's been playing his club ball. We just forgot to look at the analytics. I mean, seriously. It's a strike partnership of Romelu Lukaku, Nicholas Jackson, and Darwin Nunez, specifically when he's having a bad day. They're unstoppable at everything, but actually scoring. That pains me too much. I look at FM hoping something like that doesn't happen, but I can't live knowing that's happening in real life. If you enjoyed these memes, here's me looking at more fabulous Football Manager memes. I will see you on stream, and you must have a fabulous day. Goodbye. You can head over there. Goodbye.